Hello, friends. Today we are here with another Wanderlust social sponsor. A dear friend of mine, Amy Richardson, is a sponsor for our upcoming Wanderlust Social, which is a social gathering to connect travel and wellness lovers. It's really just an opportunity to bring us all together to empower, inspire, and uplift us, no matter where you are in your wellness and travel journey. So today I'm happy to have Amy with me. She's like my big sister. We actually share our birthdays are the same month. We've been friends for many, many years. We've raised kids or saw kids be raised
hmm
together. Just share really a profound love for life and wellness. And I'm happy to have her as a friend and definitely happy to have her as a sponsor for our upcoming wellness social. So tell us more about Amy and your company.
Well, I have been a lifelong lover of wellness. I started working at the YMCA when I was a teenager and have loved all things exercise, nutrition, on and on and on, wellness related. Really, my whole life has just become a um, ever evolving process for me. So, um, during COVID, when we all had a lot of extra time on our hands, I started imagining a business that I've been wanting to create for some time that was wellness consulting specifically for women and also for women navigating all the changes that midlife brings. So, a personal goal of mine is longevity. I've always said I wanted to live to 100. This is even when I was a 20-year-old. I've always known I wanted to live a long time, but I want to live a long time and be very healthy. So that's the big idea behind my business, which is called Bluum. It's wellness consulting for women, and we tailor programs for women that are proactive. Very important to me that things are preventative and proactive. That's holistic. That's encompassing the whole scope of wellness topics that are out there. It's much more than just exercise and nutrition. And then also that are sustainable, something that people can carry on throughout their lives. So I've just been very passionate about this for a very long time. And this was just a natural progression for me to start doing this um, on an individual basis with folks, things that I've been doing more in group and corporate settings for most of my life.
No, I
So
love
yeah,
it.
I'm excited to be a part of social.
Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, Amy, for that introduction for Bloom. So, as a sponsor for the upcoming Wonderlist Social, you have so graciously contributed to share a blessing, in my opinion, from Bloom. Tell us about what you are sharing with some of the ladies that are attending the social on tomorrow.
Yeah, I love to. So at Bloom, we always do a complimentary initial consultation. So that's standard. But for three of women tomorrow in the drawing, we're going to have 1 hour consultations that are beyond your initial consultation. That is really for us to determine, what your goals are, what you're looking for. And so in that first 1 hour consultation, we begin to develop a plan for you. And for us, even though we're called, we identify as consulting, I really identify more as a wellness partner with someone, not so much as a coach. It's not just me telling you what to do, it's what works for you, give you some of my experiences that I have, because there's nothing that I recommend that I haven't either done myself, tried myself, or seen work for other people. And so we really that's our approach is a partnership with our clients, but also with these initial consultations that we're giving away, we hope to kind of give you a taste of how we're different than other wellness entities that are out there. And if you want to continue it, that'd be great. If you just want to have the 1 hour consultation, that's great too.
Good. I love that. Especially, I think that's the passion that you and I share is just wellness. And you've been an inspiration for me along my wellness journey, just kind of seeing you in that space and thriving. And I think it's so important for us to have people like you, like you said, a wellness partner, not someone that's just telling you what to do or giving you another, roadmap, but someone that's really getting to the root of what are your goals, what are your outcomes, your desired outcomes, where are you right now, and where are you trying to go, and let's work together to kind of create that path. So I love what you guys are doing over at Bloom. What does that look like typically? What does a typical session look like, and what can someone expect as a outcome from working with you?
Well, I'd say it's very individualized as to what the person is wanting, right? So I would say each experience is, a little bit different, but what's similar is that we really try to get keyed in on what the person wants. What are their objectives? Everyone doesn't want to live to be 100 like I do, right? So I wouldn't. It would depend on what they want. Everyone may not have desires to radically transform their emotional wellness. I mean, maybe they're good in that space, so it really kind of depends on what their needs and wants are, and then really just crafting it to what they need and want. So I'd say that's the similarity between all the experiences, but I would say the outcomes are going to be greatly different based on what the person is wanting.
Yeah, I love it. Like you said, just being, I love that it's individualized and it's personalized to where you are now and where you want to be. I think that's so critical. It's funny because I love, not really funny, but now that I'm over 40, I can say I'm in my 40s now.
Mhm.
And I love it here. But I love how you say aging gracefully. I think too often I've, heard people in their 20s and 30s like, oh my gosh, 40. But I could not wait to turn 40. And it's definitely been a journey. But what little piece of advice or nugget would you give to someone who's kind of in that midlife, aging gracefully? Like what tip or strategy or tool or resource would you share with anyone in that space?
Well, I would highly encourage them to think of aging in a positive light. I feel like there's so much more freedom that comes with aging, especially if you're aging well. I think there is the some of the obstacles that maybe held us back when we were younger, and I'm in my 50s now, kind of disappear in a sense, or maybe you just feel more bold, maybe you just don't care, what other people are saying and thinking, more so than when you were in your 20s and 30s and you were trying to kind of find your path, right? And I would also encourage anyone, men and women both, that a lot of the information that we have in the wellness space now that's held true for so long is based on ancient wisdom. A lot of the new scientific insights that we're learning now, we knew from hundreds and thousands of years ago, just somehow kind of forgot it in our modern world. So I would encourage them that even though sometimes the world of wellness can be kind of confusing, because sometimes people say, oh, you have to do it this way, you have to do it this way, or there's only this program that works. Usually that's a red flag that that's not the way, right? There are many ways, and I would say I would look for things that are have stood the test of time, that ancient wisdom encourages us in that way, and then that scientific research currently is supporting that. I feel real comfortable making recommendations in those spaces. And I think that aging is really, the narrative around aging is really changing too. Thank goodness, right? Because it's no fun to think, oh, it's all downhill after 40. And it really isn't. And I feel like we have a lot of people that we can look up to now that you say, gosh, life just continued to get better and better with each decade. And if we're taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually, then we know that we can continue to enjoy life. We don't have to have these limitations that we used to think of, that maybe we saw our grandparents or our great grandparents suffer from. We know a lot of the solutions now. It just comes up to us to implement those and implement them consistently. So I hope that it's encouraging what we're seeing in this space now around aging and wellness. It doesn't need to be anti-aging. It needs to be aging well, aging gracefully, however you want to call it. But it's something that's to be looked forward to, because the older we get, we know how much more wisdom we accumulate over time. And so I find it to be very freeing to age. So I'm happy to be 50, and I'm looking forward to 60.
I know when you were talking, I was thinking, older and wiser. I could definitely say, wow, as I'm aging, I am becoming more wiser, more graceful, more
Mhm.
compassionate, more empathetic, even with myself and others.
Mhm.
You said it is freeing. It's really liberating, honestly, to
Yes,
be here,
yes.
to be in this space. And like you said, it's a lot of the things that I practice or that people are practicing in the wellness space. This is not new. You know,
Right, right.
sound therapy, sound bath, meditate, like these are things that have
Mhm.
historically been done and have, like you said, scientifically been proven to work. And I'm glad to see that these practices are being continued. So thank you for sharing that. Amy, okay,
Yeah.
last question. How can someone connect with you? How can we learn more about Bluum or get connected to your services?
Well, I think the best resource is our website, which is www.bloomvibrant.com. Bloom is spelled Bluum and then vibrant added onto the end.com. Also, we have sites on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. Those are the main social platforms, but I would really encourage you to visit our website. Um, you can always find it too just by looking up me on LinkedIn, Amy Solomons Richardson in the Charlotte area, and I'm pretty easy to find that way too.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Amy. It's obviously always a pleasure for us to get together, and I'm so thankful for your support and your participation in our upcoming Wanderlust Social, and looking forward to see how Bluum is going to bless all the ladies who are able to connect with you in your special gift that you're blessing us with tomorrow. Thank
Well,
you.
great. Well, thanks for having me, and I look forward to seeing y'all at the social.